Okay, here we are, new setup. On the road today. I'm on my way. I think I've mentioned in a few past videos that I was going to go and do a water fasting retreat in Devon. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it. Anyway, I am. Having been to India, came back, went to the lakes, managed to squeeze into a very quick window some dental work. I'll do another video on that because I had it done, what day is it, Friday, 5 days ago. And they hurt. My mouth hurts. So I thought I might not be able to do this, but I booked in this retreat ages ago, and it was part of my sort of road to recovery, that sort of detox, get all the chemo out, get my energy back kind of thing. So it was the India retreat, and it was this one that I booked in as part of that get your strength back, basically. And this one, Sura Detox, as it's called, down in near Ilfracombe in Devon, and it's 7 days, 6 days of which is a water-only fast. I think there is a juicing option, actually, having said that, and I'll take their advice. A bit of concern because I'm in a bit of pain and I'm taking some painkillers. I've got some antibiotics with me. I've not started taking those, but if I need to, if the mouth doesn't heal and the jaw. So that's a little bit of a worry. It's not ideal timing, but it was the only real window of opportunity that I had because I go into radiotherapy on the 12th of May, and I don't think I've spoken too much about that either yet, so I'll do another video on that. But this one is just to say that for the next week, so I'm due, 42 miles to go, about an hour, so it's 4:30 now. I'll probably do another stop, so I'll get there about 6, 6:30, and I'll be there for 7 days. 6 of which will be this fascinating, can I do a water fast? Can I only drink water for 6 days? Will it be the juice fast that they advise anyway? I'll have a chat with them and take their advice. I just stopped at a pub and got some lunch. I'm not sure that's the best advice. They do say try and sort of get your body ready for the fast by not eating today, but I think like most probably human beings, if today's the last day I'm eating, I just stopped and had a lovely fish stew. I kind of figured fish was reasonably light, but also quite nutritious. Hopefully would help the jaw rebuild itself if I'm not going to have anything else for the next 6 days. So yeah, so come with me on the journey. It's been beautiful, beautiful drive down here. What a way to travel by motorbike. I sold my car because I'm now sharing one with my son, so a car wasn't an option anyway. Luckily in England in the last couple of weeks we've been having this beautiful weather, so it's clear blue sky day again, a bit like it was when I was in the lakes, and I'm grabbing that opportunity to sort of nip through the back streets, through the sort of the countryside of Dorset and Somerset and into Devon, and everywhere's so stunning. You forget when the sun is out, this country is phenomenal. Bluebells absolutely everywhere, all these woods with this carpet of bluebells. It looks amazing. I love it. I don't know if you get those in other countries, those carpets of bluebells. I guess you do, but maybe this year's just been the perfect spring for it, and the smell of wild garlic that often accompanies them. So as you're riding along, it's much more visceral, much more sensory, I think, on a motorbike than in a car. Maybe you're more alert because you need to be safety-wise, but you just see so much and you really smell it and you hear it and stuff like that. So really enjoying the journey. I'm about to go into, I think it's Exmoor National Park that I'm about to drive through. So hopefully I'll get a bit of footage. I'm not really set up for recording on the bike. Maybe if I do more of this, I'll get some gizmos that help with me. But main thing is to say, join me for the week. Hopefully it'll be interesting, a bit like India. Hopefully we'll learn some stuff. I think a lot of it's going to be the mental challenge as well as the physical challenge of not eating. And I think there's another element of that sort of spirituality, learning about yourself, just growth, isn't it really? I guess I'm taking this time with Terry, or getting rid of Terry, learning to live with Terry, the tumour, as an opportunity for curiosity and for learning. And this is just another thing to learn. Maybe I'll chat a little bit more about the concept of fasting when I'm there. But one of the key ideas, I think, and I'll learn stuff because there's going to be talks and all sorts of stuff as part of the retreat. But the key thing that I understand is this concept of autophagy, which is hard to say if you've just had your front teeth pulled out. Autophagy. Which is basically when your body has limited calories, limited energy, then it sort of focuses on your good cells and it jettisons off the bad cells and says, well, look, there's no point wasting energy on these bad cells or corrupt cells, or in my case, hopefully cancerous cells. We'll sack those off, get rid of those, focus on the good ones. That's the idea. But I'll learn more about this as the week progresses and I will update you. But for now, I thought I'd introduce you to Mark and Terry's next adventure. All right, thanks.
Okay, so I've arrived. I'll fill you in on my experience. Today's the first day, and I'll fill you in from the arrival and stuff when I'm outside somewhere nicer. But I thought I'd just show you this because it's It's 11 a.m. on the first morning, and we've just been shown the colonics setup, and I'll fill you in as to why it's important. But just quickly, I thought I'd show you the kit. It's pretty rudimentary. Hang on, let's turn you around. Okay, hi. Don't worry, I'm not going to demo what happens, but here we go for your entertainment. We have our bucket of water hooked up on a ceiling. We have a little board for me to lie on. I've just been given the demo of how this works. The lubrication here for the little pipe. You can use your imagination as to where that goes. Lay on this board, in essence, insert the pipe, release the water, and then wait for this bucket of water to disappear into my body and everything come out into the toilet. Okay. Should be fun, right? I will, when I let you know how it goes, maybe I will. Why do I do these things? Things I put myself through in the quest for health and curiosity and well-being. But hey, I'm enjoying the journey. Bye. These are our local guests. This is the grounds of the detox retreat that I'm at. Hey boys, I'm presuming boys, you alright? They got a nice spot to live. So behind here is the not the house on the left, but the place to the right is the home of the detox retreat. And then I'll spin you round. Sura Detox. I'll put the link in. Where are you going, dude? You off? Are you blocking my path? It's not very helpful, is it? I'll go in front of you. Don't fancy a donkey kick. Is that alright? Yeah, thanks. Don't worry about me. Yeah. You're good. Yeah, so it's got amazing grounds, like the sea in the distance, and if you can spot it on there. But I think it's about 20 acres, they said. Just really lush greenery. So out of most of the rooms where you're having your treatments or your talks and stuff like that, you get to look over this beautiful landscape, which is nice. And I took a walk down to the beach yesterday. It's about, it ended up being about a 10k walk, which was probably ambitious with my current, what shall we say, condition, self-inflicted pain. That is why I thought I would talk to you. So, when I last spoke, we were on the motorbike on our way here, and I haven't done too much filming because it's been pretty busy actually, but I just fill you in. So, down here for this 6-day water-only fast, and today is day 3 of that. So it's officially sort of, yeah, my last meal was pretty much, I had that little bit of fruit when I did the filming mid-afternoon, but my last meal was lunchtime on Friday, and it's now evening on Monday. So it's 3.5 days, and the only thing that I've had is water, and very occasionally this little Folicium husk, which is just supposed to give your body, it's got no calories or anything in it, it's like a woody kind of husk, no nutritional content, but it's supposed to give your body a little bit of content just so that your colon and your bowels and your stuff still keep working. But I just have that once or twice a day, just once today, and I guess it also puts something in your belly. And the overall experience is interesting. So I am a bit knackered for sure. I mean, I've never done 3.5 days without food before in my life. I've done some juice fasts and I've done some fast mimicking. Maybe I've done a day, but yeah, never done 3.5 days before. And it's not as challenging as I thought it would be. It's definitely challenging, and I don't particularly like it because I love food. I really like eating and even just drinking. And actually, to be fair, I have had a few herbal teas as well, just some sort of mint teas. But physically, like the hunger, which you sort of imagine that, because hunger can be such a, not debilitating, but such a visceral kind of like feeling of like, you know, you just have to solve it, and it's a really powerful motivator to go out and get some food. But it doesn't seem to get worse. You sort of seem to get to a certain level, and I would say that hunger has been the least of the issues actually. The sort of energy and stuff is a bit challenging, but hunger has been perfectly manageable, which is quite a surprise. And the days are busy, which is good. I don't think I could do this if I was at home. I just think the smell of food, that I hear basically everybody's doing the same thing. There is literally no food. There's no aromas of food. I think the staff who are running the place, the team, they're having some food, but they're very good at keeping it in their cottage and not letting the smells waft out. So for the rest of us, you don't see anybody eating. And I think if you did, we did go down to the beach one day to Woolacombe, and seeing the sort of the pubs and the fast food places was a bit more torturous, but it was the first day, so it wasn't too bad. Although I'm tempted to go to a pub and just have a sparkling water, just to have something a little bit different, because there is one within walking distance of here, but I haven't tortured myself, because probably seeing the burgers come out would just get those the salivation kind of juices going and stuff like that. But basically the days are busy, so get up each morning. First thing is Tai Chi, and I find that first thing in the morning, that's the hardest thing. That's when I'm most knackered, and I have to really motivate and energize myself and push myself to go to Tai Chi. And it's kind of like the Tai Chi just gets and I'm normally a morning person, I'm up and full of energy. That's probably not a selling point as to water fasting doing you any good, but we'll come back to the good it does. But yeah, go to Tai Chi, and an hour of Tai Chi and a bit of meditation, and I do feel a lot better after that. So that's certainly been the experience the last 2 days, and then the energy levels are okay. And then this morning I had a shiatsu treatment, but generally there's some sort of activity. There's yoga at midday, but it's a very gentle kind of yoga. We're not pushing ourselves too hard, I guess, because of that lack of energy. Then at 1:30 in the afternoon, Dow, the guy that runs the place, he does a talk, and that talk is all about, it's a good idea, it's all about trying to get you to understand the mechanics of how the body works, how the colon works, how your bowel works, how your digestive system, but also like on a cellular level, how your body breaks down carbohydrates and fats and oils and what it's doing. And I think that's all the basis for what's going to come next, which is the sort of things that it's suggested that we do focus our eating on. So on Thursday, so it'll actually be a 5.5 day fast rather than 6. On Thursday we introduce food and we start to eat again, but I think it's going to be raw food, lots of fruits and veggies and stuff like that. But I'll know more about that. I'll fill you in when we've done that. But the talks are interesting, and then in the afternoon you could have another treatment. So I've got a lymph massage tomorrow afternoon, which there's a selection that you can choose from. You do need to pay extra for the treatments, but the lymph system is where, Terry and the cancer's lymphoma, it's in the lymph system. So I thought a lymph massage might be a good idea. And then one of the days I'm doing this sort of slightly more hippie astrology reading, using Terry as an excuse to go down that spirituality path a little bit more. But the days are pretty full, and then 4 times a day there is juice available. I did mention that I could do juicing, and I haven't had any juices yet. I've decided to stick to the water, but I think their sort of recommendation is if you can do water, do water. It's more beneficial, more impact, more ketosis. But rather than failing, if you're really low on energy and struggling, have a juice, and I may do that. We're just going to play it by ear and see how we go. If my arms, holding this camera out is actually making my arm heavy. It's my upper body where I feel the sort of weakness. I don't get it in my legs and stuff, they're stronger, but my arms really ache. So I'll spin you around actually, because there's a nicer view behind me. So yeah, a more manageable experience than I would have expected. Not a joy, not a pleasure, not a holiday, not the sort of retreat that you want to go on specifically, but perfectly decent. And the talks and the therapies and stuff, they really do make it easier. So yeah, I can't see me. I mean, the reason that I'm doing this is I've read quite a lot around fasting and cancer and autophagy and this sort of killing of the dead cells and this rejuvenation, giving the body basically all of the energy and chemical processes that go on in the body that normally process all of the food that we eat is quite intensive. It uses up a lot of the resource of our body. And take food out of the equation for a period of time, and it releases the body to focus on other things. So partly to focus on autophagy and killing those dead cells, but also just to do a lot of the things, a lot of cleansing, a lot of the cleaning, a lot of the things that the body can't normally do if it's using up, so much of its energy to focus on food. So my idea is in sort of goal 3 of my cancer, which is all about the sort of long-term management of follicular lymphoma and keeping it at bay, then I think fasting could be a useful part of that. And I'm not planning on doing a lot of these sort of 6-day fast because that's really tough. But I thought if I came and proved to myself that I could do 6 water only, then doing maybe 2 or 3 would be fine. So I've got a meeting, I've got a one-on-one with Dow tomorrow, the guy that's most knowledgeable on this, and I'm going to be asking him sort of how often and what sort of length of fast. And I'm hoping the answer isn't, do 1 a month for 6 days. I'm hoping the answer is do a couple a year for maybe 2 or 3 days, and try and get the benefits. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn. I'm here to prove to myself. I am here to see if I can have an impact on Terry. I won't know because I can't have a scan before this and after this. A, because they're really expensive, and B, they're not good for you. But I'll have a hunch. Hopefully, I'm getting more in tune with the intuition of my body. So yeah, that's where we're at. I haven't, this is updating you on sort of 3 days, really, and I will update you hopefully in another couple of days, particularly when we reintroduce the food and what sort of food we have, and we'll go from there. But for now, yeah, if you're thinking of doing a 6-day water fast, I would say give this one a go. Links below. I'm not getting paid to say that. They don't even know that I'm doing a video. I'm just keeping you in the loop on my journey. Much love. Right, everybody, quick update. So I'm coming into pretty much day 6. If I stopped eating 1 p.m. on Friday, and we're now 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So it's it's sort of coming. We've done 5 days basically. It's coming into the 6th. 5th maybe. Yeah, it's going to end up at sort of 5 3/4 days when I'm finished. So I'm in the 5th day. It's hard. I've done various things, obviously, to try and help Terry out. This has been one of the most challenging. So my overview would be that not eating for 5 days is definitely difficult. It's just the increasing level of lethargy and weakness that you sort of feel. I'm normally a get out of bed in the morning, jump up, loads of energy buzzing, and it's been a real effort. We start the day luckily with Tai Chi, but I'll come back to how this place helps with it in a minute. But the overall process, I'd be surprised if I repeat it. I think I've satisfied my curiosity. I've read a lot about fasting in the past and the benefits, and heard about sort of energy surges and mental clarity and all that kind of stuff. And maybe that will come. And looking back on it, I'll look back on it with fonder memories than I do right now. But right now, I would say it's been really challenging. Mentally a bit. This place helps with some of the mental stuff, but certainly the physicality of just exhaustion and feeling that sort of muscle depletion, and I suppose recognising what I've put my body through in the last 7 or 8 months with chemo and various treatments, immunotherapy and all the bits and bobs. It sort of feels like another slightly depleting exercise. Having said that, I do think there'll be a huge bounce back tomorrow, and I do think there's lots of benefits that can come from fasting, from autophagy and the ketosis and all the things that are going on internally in my body, the jettisoning of dead cells and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully it's worth it. But from an actual thing to do and a process, it's genuinely difficult in my experience. Some people here have had it different. What I would say is that if you're curious and you really want to do it, then this is is a really good place to do it. There's a few reasons for that, so I thought I should say. Firstly, there's plenty of distractions. So the fact that there's Tai Chi and yoga every day, the fact that you can get treatments. So I had a shiatsu massage, and I've had a lymph drainage massage, and I've had a couple of counselling sessions. The fact there's all of that going on really does help because it's a huge distraction. The fact that there's a pool and a sauna and a hot tub really helps. You can, when you're feeling low or energy depleted, there's something you can do. And then there's talks each day as well, either on stress or a lot of talks around diet and food, and then the conversation with the other people that are here. Although we're all a little bit low energy, you get to have some interesting chat. So I don't think, I know 100% there's not a chance in hell I would have been able to do this if I was at home. Not a chance. So if you want to do a 6-day water detox, I would say Sura Detox. They don't know I'm doing this. They've not given me a discount or paid or anything, but I would say this is a great place to come and do it. The natural environment is good as well. So probably ideally don't do it. But if you want to do it, and I'm just kidding, if you want to do it for health reasons or curiosity,
then yeah, it's a good place to come. And I think tomorrow, when we start to learn about the sort of foods that's recommended that we do eat, and when we break fast, like, I hear amazing things. There's people here who have been before, so not everybody has my experience of not wanting to do it again. Some people feel so rejuvenated, and maybe I will in a few days' time, that I'll be coming back. But they talk about tomorrow with the sort of, the breaking the fast together and the ritual, but also learning about the whole day is all based around food and learning about food and stuff, I think. So that's going to be really nice. So I'll give you an update after I've done that, because hopefully by that one will be super buzzing and positive. But I just thought I'd let you know that, it's been tough. I'm knackered. I cannot wait for it to finish. Oh yeah, and did I do water only? No, I did until last night. So I did 4 days fully on just water, 4.5. And then I went into having some of this sort of vegetable broth. So this is just the water, basically. It's cooked up carrots, beetroots, onions, celery, I think. And then the water from that is drained off and you just drink that. So it's still, still pretty tough. But I had that, and then I had a bit of the juice. But the juice is literally, it's not like a lovely, not the sort of juice you'd go and order in your local juice bar. I don't know what's in it, but it's pretty watery and pretty plain, but it's fine. I don't know if it gave me a physical sort of pep up, but certainly mentally, to know I was starting to put something, just a little thing, back into my body was really helpful. So I can't say I did 6 days water only, but 4.5 days just water, and then a day and a half of, in essence, flavoured water. So I don't think it's too shabby, and I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Okay, back in touch soon. Thanks. So there you have it, and sure enough, the next day I did finally get to break the fast. Firstly in the morning with some fruits and some celery and some mushrooms, just a little bite to get the sort of digestive process working again, and it did taste incredible. And then lunch was predominantly leaves and some nice flavoursome salad dressing, and it was all raw food for the day. And then the evening went into this delicious, actually, pesto and courgette and mushroom lasagna with some onion bread. And we had some demos of the food, and it was good fun, and definitely the sort of the salivation and the saliva, really did light up, and you really observed the flavours well, as you would expect, having not eaten for 6 days. And overall experience, I did lose getting on towards a stone in weight. Most of that came back on reasonably quickly once you sort of fill the belly and the colon and the intestines again with food. But that wasn't the objective anyway. Autophagy, harder to know if that's happened or not. The theory is there, and hopefully it did. But overall, it was an interesting experience. Not one that I would particularly want to repeat, but I did. I learned some stuff. I'm sort of proud of myself for doing it. I can't say that I enjoyed it, but it was certainly an experience that I'm pleased that I did and that I went through. I just lacked that sort of big energy flow that maybe I was hoping for, but it did feel good to start eating again, and made it home safely. So there you go. Links down below if you fancy going along. Check it out. I recommend it. Accommodation is nice, location is nice, experience the best you could hope for, and I'll be back in touch soon with Mark and Terry's next adventures as to what we're doing next, which I think will be a bit of dental work and then the joys of radiotherapy. We'll see what that's like. All right, thanks for following.